With only 4 more games left to go here in the regular season, it's all hands on deck for the St. Louis Dragons, who at 7-5-1 have been very inconsistent throughout the year. Obviously, this team had big expectations coming into the season, coming off a year where we were the number 1 seed in the NFC and possibly could have made a run for the Super Bowl if not for an untimely injury to Puma Whitlock. However, our team has just been so inconsistent this year, and after a really good start to the year where we were 3-0-1, we have been under 500 since week 4 and haven't been able to break out any kind of winning streak. We do have a bye week here in week 14, which I feel like comes at a pretty good time in the year with our inconsistencies, especially coming off a loss against a not-so-good team in the Philadelphia Eagles. We're currently sandwiched in between Seattle and San Francisco in the division, a game ahead of the Niners and 2 games behind Seattle, and of course the 7th seed in a really competitive NFC conference. And we're going to need some things to go our way around the league for us to be in a comfortable position over the last couple of games of the year to give ourselves a little extra breathing room. What do we need to do during the bye week to put ourselves in the best position forward? I think that's to stay grinding and keep the focus, because this is the most important part of the year. And we are right on the bubble of grabbing a wild card spot in the NFC. So let's simulate through the bye week, certainly hoping for some of our NFC counterparts to lose. Seattle and San Francisco, of course, in the division, along with other wild card contenders such as Detroit, Carolina, New Orleans, Atlanta, the Packers, etc. So here's a look at the scores around the league. Seattle did end up losing, but a lot of the other teams that we needed to lose ended up winning, and that includes the Niners, who ended up beating Seattle big. Johnny Gordon, Anthony Richardson, Xavier McKinney, and Dion Ward-Player win the Players of the Week, and that'll bring us into Week 15. We are still the 7th seed in the NFC. We still control our own fate with 4 weeks to go and a date with the Vikings on tap. The Niners are only half a game behind us now in the division, and obviously that matters for the wild card race as well. You've got teams like the Packers, San Francisco, even Washington, who are right on our tail, and we need all the wins we can get here down the stretch to feel comfortable. That starts here in Week 15 against the Minnesota Vikings, who are not currently in contention for a playoff spot. It's been an unfortunate season for the Vikings, who lost their starting quarterback to an injury in the preseason, and, well, they haven't really been able to recover. It was supposed to be a prove-it year for Deontay Harris, the former first-round pick out of Florida, but he tore his tricep in the preseason, and while he'll probably be healthy for the final 3 weeks of the year, it's not going to matter. Minnesota's out of the playoff picture. 4th-round rookie Nuovo Calciatore out of Navy has been the starter, and all things considered, he really hasn't been that bad, which makes me think, had Deontay Harris been healthy, I'm not sure this team would have been that much better to begin with. The strength of this roster is certainly the skill position players. Their run game is a little inconsistent, although they do have some good young backs. The receivers is what's scary about this team, with Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Addison. They've got a good offensive line, but their defense is a train wreck. The highest rated player on that side of the ball is 83 overall Lewis Cine. Not great. They do have some fun players, though, on defense, including Isaiah Simmons and the second coming of Isaiah Simmons in Ukemi Watkins, who we almost drafted a couple years ago in the first round out of Oregon. So let's get this show on the road. Week 15, Sunday Night Football. The 7-5-1 St. Louis Dragons, positioned in 7th place in the NFC, look to keep their standing in the wild card race against an undermanned 4-9 Minnesota Vikings squad. The Dragons, coming off the bye week, are about as healthy as they've been for a while, still with a couple injuries, but for the most part, the squad is very healthy and ready to go for the final 4 weeks of the year. As we take an updated look at our playoff picture, most of these teams have already played today. These are not their updated records, but we'll take a look at some of the scores around the league at halftime. So the Vikings will start with the ball, 3rd and 8 here for Calciatore, as he looks to throw it. Has plenty of room up the middle, looks to run, and he is wrapped up shy of the yard to gain by Cam Lucifer. Big tackle to force a 3 and out, and the Dragons will get the ball on offense. 2nd and 2, play action for Juskins. Puma Whitlock rolls to the right, and he connects with Jamison Williams to the 43. Obviously, the Dragons need their quarterback to play A-plus level football over these next few weeks. Puma Whitlock has been good this year, but the turnovers have been costly as he lobs it up for Griffin Weaver III, who has it to the 13-yard line, and already the offense appears to be in business early. The passing game looks very efficient, marching down the field within the first couple minutes of the game. Puma calls an audible. He recognizes there's no safety back deep on the right side, so Modelo's going to be open in the back of the end zone, and he comes down with the touchdown. I feel like Puma Whitlock threw the ball a little bit too late there, but it doesn't matter because Modelo comes down with the score, and it's 7-0. That'll bring us to the kickoff as it's received by Jabari Washington just out of the end zone. Washington with a hole. He's got room. Down the field. Mayer can't catch him. How about Saluni? Doesn't bring him down at the 10. A 98-yard kick return touchdown for Jabari Washington. And Minnesota ties it right up at 7. So the Dragons immediately get the ball back as Arturo Modelo gets it to the 41. Hot start for Puma. 5 of 5, 73 yards. He's in the zone. Looking to run with it with room. Slides for a gain of 12. Puma Whitlock looks awfully focused here in the early going. I get Minnesota's defense is abysmal, but still good to see as he lobs it up for the end zone. It's tipped and caught for a touchdown. Aaron Mayer with his first career receiving touchdown. Mayer is able to create a little separation. He gets lucky with the tip and makes an excellent catch. Mayer getting some extra snaps out wide with the injury to Colin Robinson in the loss against the Eagles, and he's making the most of his extra opportunity as the former USC Trojan puts the Dragons ahead 14-7. The passing offense continues to look brilliant here in the first quarter. So Minnesota's got it back, of course, with the kick return touchdown earlier as Isaiah Spiller's got some blocks, looking to break the tackle as he gets the first down. In the few times the Dragons have played against Isaiah Spiller, he's played really well against this defense. That could be a tough matchup. Here's Hawkinson on the wheel route with the first down. The Dragons really struggle to defend those wheel routes, oftentimes with running backs, and now it's Hawkinson who makes the play. 3rd and 5, short throw for an open Hawkinson who has the ball ripped out by Jabril Fofana. Hawkinson was wide open there, but he doesn't hang on with it as the Dragons defense continues their stellar start. 3rd and 12, here's Puma Whitlock looking for Likely, and that ball's ripped away by Ukemi Watkins, the former almost St. Louis Dragon, as that brings us into the second quarter, 14-7. St. Louis on top. Play action for Calciatore on second down. He sends it over to Jordan Addison, who brings it to the 40. Another former USC receiver. Addison has become one of the best wide receiver 2s in the league, behind, of course, Justin Jefferson, who's been quiet so far. He's been locked up by Jeff Okudah. On 3rd and 4, it's a short throw for Jabari Washington, who had the kick return touchdown earlier, and he appears to be in some pain, but not before getting the first down for the Vikings, who are finally moving it down the field. Obviously, their only touchdown not on the offensive side of the ball so far, as that one is broken up by Okudah. Should have made a play on the ball, but Okudah's done a great job so far with Justin Jefferson, who hasn't caught a single pass yet through this game. That'll bring out the field goal unit. This kick from around 43 is up and good. The Dragons defense holds them to a field goal, though, and keeps their lead as it's 14-10. St. Louis back with it. Good start for the offense, although they had to punt it on their last drive. Here's Puma with room, runs for the first down, and he gets around 5. The receivers weren't open, but the gap in the middle of the field sure was. And St. Louis is able to keep the chains moving as it's now a 3rd and 6. Puma looking short. He's got Isaiah Likely, and he will be pushed out, but not before getting another first down as Puma Whitlock continues to look awfully impressive. 8 of 11 for almost $140 and a pair of touchdowns. Now from the 29, Puma looks to throw it. He's under pressure, and he fires for Tykeem Keon Jr., looking to outrun these defenders as he gets it to the 12. Puma was hit as he threw the ball, but still fires it for an open Keon. 2nd and 12, now from the 14. Puma up the middle is intercepted! A big turnover by the defense. Madukar Otara is there with the interception. I feel like every game Puma Whitlock has a pick, and today is no different. He never has multi-interception games, but he always has one. At least he got it over with, but ideally could it not have been in the red zone. There's a nice run by Isaiah Spiller. 3rd and 6 now from the 30 with 3:20 to go in the quarter. Short throw, out of bounds, caught by Jordan Addison for the first down as he is congratulated by former St. Louis Dragons corner Rock Ya-Sin, who allowed the touchdown in the first quarter to Aaron Mayer. Under 3 to go. Calciatore rips it over to Hawkinson, and the momentum really seems to be siding with Minnesota. The Dragons started the game off super well, but here in the second quarter on both sides of the ball, they haven't been all that effective. 3rd and 8 now at the 2-minute warning from the 40. Calciatore empty. He's going to run with it. He gets by Bonnet and gets the first down. There's no way the Dragons just let up a 3rd and 8 design QB run by a guy who isn't very mobile. That's pretty embarrassing. Now from the 28, Calciatore looks to throw it. He fires for Justin Jefferson, who finally hauls one into the 14. Quiet start for Jefferson, but he makes the play there. And Minnesota in the red zone has a chance to take the lead. 2nd and 10. Calciatore rolls to the right under pressure. He is sacked. Simeon Bonnet and friends bring him down as B.J. Ojulari is dinged up. Ojulari has missed time over each of the last 2 seasons, so that is certainly not ideal. 3rd and 11. Calciatore looking, and it is incomplete as he tries to fire it for Jordan Addison, but it is off the mark, and the Dragons will hold on to their lead again, although Minnesota is going to look to cut it to 1, and they do with the field goal by Younghoe Koo. And it's 14-13 with 30 seconds left in the half. You know the Dragons are going to be aggressive and look to score. Puma on the move, gonna run with it. Another big run for Puma as he's out of bounds at the 41, stopping the clock. Dragons still with 2 timeouts in their back pocket if they need them. 2nd and inches now already past midfield. 18 to go in the half. Here's Puma. Rolls to the right again, and he goes short for the rookie, Milan Santa, who's out of bounds at the 39. The Dragons' run game has been pretty much non-existent today, but it hasn't mattered with how good Puma Whitlock has been. 12 seconds now. Puma looking up the middle. That's Isaiah Likely, who gets it to the 28 with 8 seconds left on the clock. After an incompletion on 1st down with 3 seconds left. No funny business. Let's take the points. 45-yard try for Cameron Dicker. The kicker is good. Dicker has been red hot over the last 2 months since his struggles in Seattle earlier in the year. And that will wrap up the first half. Pretty exciting game so far. 17-13. The offense has been good, especially the passing game. Defensively, I think we've held up pretty well. Minnesota's lone touchdown is on special teams, but I do think the Vikings are moving the ball down the field better than they were previously. Let's take a look at some scores around the league. We'll start in Philadelphia. The Eagles with a blowout upset win of the Kansas City Chiefs. Is it too little too late for the Eagles, who are now 5-9, or do they have a miracle run left in them? Well, if the Dragons win today, then the Eagles are out. So there's your answer. In Lambeau, the Broncos upset the Packers, and this is great news for us, being that Green Bay is one of the many teams just barely behind us in the wild card race. If we do lose today, we'll still be ahead of them at least, and it's always a good day when the Packers lose anyway. As for some of our other notable scores, the Saints beat Washington. Both of those teams are in contention for wild card spots. The Niners beat the Rams. That's not good. The Lions play Seattle on Monday Night Football. Both of those teams currently lead their divisions, but if they fall, they would become direct wild card competitors with us. And obviously Seattle is to begin with, being that they're in the division. I want to see the run game improve in the second half, while defensively, I think Minnesota's really going to look to throw the ball. Isaiah Spiller's had some good runs, but they've tried to really focus on the passing game. 3rd and 3. St. Louis opens up with the ball as it is caught for a first down by J-Mo. What a good throw by Puma Whitlock under a ton of pressure. Fires it for Williams. 3rd and 2. Puma up the middle for Modelo, who hangs on for the first down. The issue with Modelo throughout his career has been his ability to catch in traffic, and I feel like throughout this year he's quietly really improved upon that and now has no weaknesses, as this one is broken up by Isaiah Simmons on 3rd and 6. And the Dragons are going to keep the offense out on the field. 4th and 6 at the 40. They're going to go for it. Puma looks to throw under a ton of pressure, and it's broken up, incomplete. Bryce Huff in the backfield with the hit. So the Dragons choose to be ultra aggressive on offense, and it backfires. Minnesota with it. Here's Spiller on 2nd down, going backwards. Good play by the run defense. Simeon Bonnet's had a pretty productive day. Obviously, he has not had the season he was hoping for, but he's been pretty good today. So Looney was there as well. 3rd and 2. Short throw for Jefferson, who gets by Jeff Okudah and is wrapped up by Devin White, but not before getting the first down. Now it's a 3rd and 8 for Minnesota in pretty similar range to where the Dragons' last drive ended, as this one is incomplete. DeJuan Overton leads the Cavalry into the backfield, forcing the incompletion on the screen. So now the Dragons get it back. Same score. Puma rolls under pressure, and it is caught by Likely, who's able to come back to the ball and make a really nice play. Great snag there by Likely as the offense looks to get something going. Only 3 points since the first quarter. They scored on their first 2 drives and have been ice cold since, as that one is hauled in by Jamison Williams to the 49. It's been another productive day for Jamo, who, like Addison in Minnesota, is one of the best wide receiver 2s in the league. Isaiah Likely comes down with this one to the 37. Another good throw by Puma, who seems to be looking dialed in again after he quieted down since the end of the first. Here's Milan Santa, has some room on the run, and he is out of bounds at the 21. Santa's been pretty productive again today. Since Darwin Justin's return from injury a few weeks ago, I feel like Santa's played his best football and is taking a lot of touches away from Justin's. 3rd and 7. Milan Santa with it again, but he does not get the first down. A big stop for the Vikings, but would you look at this? The offense stays on the field again. They don't want a field goal. They don't want to make it a 7-point game. They're going to go for it as Juskins breaks away into the end zone for a touchdown. This time, the decision to go for it on 4th pays off as Juskins makes it 24-13. Vikings back with it. They've got to respond here with 40 to go in the 3rd. Jordan Addison gets by Lucifer and is hit hard by DeMore Diggins, but not before getting the first down. Under 20 seconds to go now in the 3rd quarter. Minnesota's still without an offensive touchdown today as Isaiah Spiller breaks the tackle from Malik Hooker, and he is out of bounds at the 48. 10 carries, 60 yards. Very productive day on the ground for Isaiah Spiller as we go into the 4th quarter. The Dragons 1 quarter away from winning a big game here, but they've got to hold on. Calciatore rips it. It's caught by John Mechie III, who brings it to the 27-yard line. Calciatore has only completed 50% of his passes, but that was his most impressive throw of the day. 2nd and 10. Up the middle, it's Jordan Addison once again, who brings it to the 8. Addison continues to be the top target today for Calciatore, while Jeff Okuda has the other side of the field on an island. 2nd and goal. Spiller untouched into the end zone for a touchdown. The Vikings bring you within 5, and presumably they'll go for 2 to look to make it a field goal deficit. Calciatore looks short, and it is caught, but out of the end zone. Samasoni Saluni keeps out Addison as it remains 24-19. Dragons back with it. Milan Santa with plenty of room up the middle, and the rookie out of Memphis gets another first down on the ground. I want to see the Dragons really focus on the run game here, while obviously sprinkling in some passes such as this. Puma under pressure. He is sacked by Alonso Merriweather for a loss of about 6. Neither pass rush has been all that impactful today. Shout out the offensive line, doing a good job up front. 3rd and 8. Here's Puma Whitlock. Looks downfield for Jamo. It's off the mark. It looks like he ran into one of the defenders. No flag. Interesting. As Minnesota gets it back with a chance to take their first lead of the day. Calciatore under pressure, has rushing room, breaks the tackle from Saluni, and will get the first down, fighting for yardage to the 36. Saluni made a perfect play there, but he misses the tackle, and that results in an extra, 15 yards or something. Here's Spiller up the middle with room. Down the field. He's into the red zone. Breaks 2 tackles and gets it to the 5. What a run by Isaiah Spiller. And the Vikings can take the lead, but they've got to punch it in, and they've got 2 chances fully in 4-down territory. Calciatore gets it in the end zone, but it's broken up at the last second. Jordan Addison had his hands on it, but Malik Hooker rips it away, and unsurprisingly, the Vikings will go for it on 4th and goal. Calciatore under pressure. It's caught by John Mechie for the touchdown. There was multiple pass rushers sending pressure, one of whom was in the backfield hitting him as he throws it, but Mechie comes out of nowhere to make the play, and now the Vikings are going to go for 2 again, and Calciatore is sacked on the design blitz by Jabril Fofana. The Vikings 0 for 2 on 2-point conversions. Will that prove to matter? I don't know. The only way it does is if the Dragons come back. Downfield shot caught by Modelo. Another smart audible by Puma Whitlock, who recognizes that the Vikings did not have multiple safeties back deep near Modelo. 2nd and 4. Here's Milan Santa looking to break a tackle. Another good run for the rookie, who continues to really be playing some of his best football late in the year. 3rd and 10. 3 to go. In field goal range, but they want more than 3. Nice grab by Jamison Williams, hit hard by Watkins, but he comes down with it for a first down. Now at the 14, clock is ticking. 2.5 to go. Looking for the end zone. It's caught, but out of bounds. J-Mo had it in his hands, but Isaiah Simmons does not let him get the feet in. 2nd and 10. Juskins finds a hole, and he will waltz it in for a touchdown. Darwin Juskins with his 2nd score of the quarter. A big 4th here for Juskins, and it's 30-25 as the Dragons now go for 2. Puma under pressure, incomplete, hit as he throws by Ukemi Watkins. Both teams really struggling on 2-point tries as it's a 5-point game. Minnesota will get it back on offense. 2nd and 10 for the 19. Here's Hawkinson up the middle. He brings it for a big gain of around 24. I feel like this was kind of a defensive battle for a little while, and now here in the 4th quarter, nobody's playing any defense. 2nd and 9. Minnesota's chewing clock for God knows what reason, as this one is caught. Inbounds by Mechie to the 29. That play looks eerily familiar to the Stephon Diggs Minneapolis Miracle. I don't know why. But nonetheless, Minnesota gets a first down. 1:16 to go. Up the middle. Mechie again. He gets it to the 16. Big second half for John Mechie. He's made some of the biggest grabs of this game, including now 2 on this drive. Around 50 seconds to go. Minnesota still moving slowly as it's caught by Addison. Breaking tackles. Pushed in for a touchdown. Minnesota takes the lead with under a minute to go. Shout out Nuovo Calciatore. He was bad for 3 quarters, but has come up big down the stretch. The Vikings are going to go for 2 again, and 3rd time's the charm. Isaiah Spiller is in, and it's 33-30. The Dragons have 46 seconds, down by 3, hoping for a big drive, and that's a good start. Weaver to the 45. St. Louis uses timeout number 1. If the Dragons lose, they will probably be out of the playoff picture. There is so much up for grabs right now as Modelo catches it, and he's out of bounds for a gain of 8 as Ryan Jensen's banged up. That's not good. Josh Myers will replace him. 2nd and 2. Another out route for Jamison Williams, who gets the first down, out of bounds, stopping the clock. Still, St. Louis with 2 timeouts in their pocket. Here's Milan Santa looking to outrun the defender. He cannot. Interesting decision to run the ball. The Dragons were hoping they would catch the Vikings off guard. Doesn't work. They are in field goal range, though, but I don't think they want 3. Here's Likely out of bounds for a first down to the 25. St. Louis continuing to manage the clock very smartly as there's under 30 seconds. Puma in the zone, up the middle, misfires for Juskins. If nothing else, this stops the clock, whereas if he caught it, the clock would be going. And it's an RPO for Modelo, and he's somehow going to get the first down. Out of bounds, again, stopping the clock. What a play there by Modelo, who was focused on just getting out of bounds, but he turns it into a gain of 11. Play action. Puma on the run for the end zone. It's Modelo time. Arturo Modelo with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Dragons take the lead. What a drive by the conductor, Puma Whitlock, who marches his team down, and it's Modelo, the Offensive Player of the Year frontrunner should be, who makes the grab. And now Minnesota is hoping for another Minneapolis miracle, and you're not going to get that by throwing checkdowns. 2nd and 3, 9 seconds left and 2 timeouts. The Vikings need to put themselves in position to potentially run a successful Hail Mary, and they will do just that. Hawkins into the 44, and now all of a sudden it becomes very doable. This will be the last play of the game. Either it goes or it doesn't. The Dragons looking to stay in the playoff picture as Calciatore sends it for the end zone. It is incomplete. A couple guys on both teams got their hands on it, but nobody comes down with it, and the St. Louis Dragons survive. That game was a whole lot closer than it needed to be, but you know what? A win's a win at the end of the day, and St. Louis improves to 8-5-1, and they will stay in the playoff picture, at least for now. This was a defensive battle for a while, and then once we got into the 4th quarter, it was all about the offense. 33 combined points in the 4th, after we only had 37 through the first 3. Puma wasn't perfect, but he started well and he finished even better. Also got to shout out Nuovo Calciatore. This could be it for his opportunity as the Vikings starting quarterback with Deontay Harris healthy for the final leg of the year. Big game for Isaiah Spiller, while our running backs were both pretty solid. Couple of big scores late by Juskins. Arturo Modelo doing his thing. Hawkinson, likely. Jamo, Addison, and Mechie all very good. Justin Jefferson, though, pretty quiet. Jeff Okudah had him in hell. Neither pass rush was all that effective. The Dragons' defensive line continues to be shaky at best. And we do have a new injury. Ryan Jensen, who got hurt on the last drive of the game, suffers a dislocated ankle. He will be out up until the start of the playoffs, if we even get there. So for all we know, his season could be over. Here's a look at the scores. We already saw most of them. The Lions beat Seattle on Monday Night Football, which is very interesting. We'll talk about why in just a moment. As for the players of the week, Puma Whitlock takes home another one. He's joined by Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, and my glorious king, Chidobe Awuzie. So that brings us into Week 16. We're still the 7th seed, but we might not be for long. The Seahawks have really cooled off after their hot start. They've lost 3 in a row, and we are only half a game behind them. If we win this game, we will be in first place of the division. We looked like we had zero chance to win the division for most of the year, and now all we got to do is win this game at home against Seattle, and we'll be back in first place. Can the Dragons do it? Overtake Seattle at the top of the division. Find out in the next episode. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.